Hi there, I hope you are well. Welcome to this podcast. My name is Virginia Njuguna, and this is my friend's love. On today's episode, we're going to talk about transitions in life. What do you think when you hear the word transition? What comes into your mind? Well, let us dive in and see what you have for today. Before we dive in today's topic, I would really love to hope that you've been good, your week has been good. You have had time for yourself, you've had time to work. As we all know, adulting is really hard. You have to really work hard. So to those who are new here, welcome to this platform. Feel at home. This is my friend's love, where we really get to understand and know who this friend is. Is there more to this friendship? And the most part is the practical part. How do we go about our day-to-day life in working and growing this relationship? Remember, it's a relationship. Sindio? So let us dive in. Share your thoughts. You can visit our previous episodes. You can learn one or two things. You can teach us one or two things. We will be glad to really learn from you. And even as we proceed to today's episode, let us dive in, have fun, and get to really understand this term transitions. So in transitions, the word itself, it shows that it's like you're moving from one level to another. And this might not really mean it is only physically or socially or anything. These are stages in life. You find yourself, you're transitioning to another level in life. You might be, I'll give an example where we've all gone through the primary school. We went to high school. That was like a transition from high school to now outside here, those who are working, those who are in campus. That was a transition, the process itself from one stage to another stage. And for me, I have seen most of the transitions are from a lower place to a higher level place, depending, because it really needs your muscles strong. It really needs your emotions strong. It really needs you to be alert, not like you were before. So when we were children, when we were young, we were depending on our parents. Like mzazi kwa zile za tunaenda kwa auntie, your parent, you're not bothered on what you will wear. Your mom is like, or your mom or your guide or guardian is like, leo utavaa hii. Sometimes you had a say on what you really want to say the moment you got to know your taste, but itself, that period of childhood, there's nothing that was expected from you a lot. All things tulikuwa tunafanyiwa na wazazi wetu. Now that you are grown ups, now that you are growing and becoming other people, right now we are becoming women, we're becoming men. Like there's so much that happens in our lives, and if we are not quick to really grasping it, we miss the mark. If we're not quick to really understanding this is a transition, we fall. And in this transition stage itself, it's a place where there's so much uncertainty. You're afraid of, nikimechi decision nitadunda, will I fail? Or if I make this decision, will I lose friends? You see, if I make these decisions, what is the next step? You're so uncertain about your life. There's so much even fear, because you don't know whether you're going to go back to zero, or you're going to just learn something else. These are the things that happen, but the major thing that happens in these transitions is uncertainty. And we are so much afraid of making decisions, because we have seen people making decisions and they have failed. We have seen other people making decisions now wako at a better place. But we are always traumatized. Let me just say traumatized in, will I fail? Will I be the first one? Will I be the second one to make this blunder? Even when these young ladies, my fellow ladies who find they are pregnant, and then you're like, sizi toa ball, let me wacha nile umtoi. That process itself, the 9 months, even before the 9 months, the time of you accepting that you're pregnant and you want to carry this child itself is a transition, because there is so much expectations, that there is so much that is expected from you, and you should really deliver. That's why I'm saying this is a stage where you're so uncertain about life. You're so uncertain about the anything. And this is a stage where we lose many young people, because many are like, I minona tu nikidunda, wacha ni settle for the little things that are around me. And yet your mind, God is really expanding you to get to places where you're growing. You're growing kwanza mentally, you're really growing. You're being challenged every single day, but because you're afraid of making a mistake, you're afraid of making a decision that would fail, you still stagnate in that place. Sindio? And others, many of us also rush into decision making. You're so quick to making decisions, you're so quick to really deciding what you want, not realizing that was a very quick way of accepting this transition. And also many other people who take their time. You're afraid, but you're doing it afraid. You take your time, and then later you realize, kumbe, even the speed itself was worth it. The slowness itself is worth it. So I came across this video where a woman was saying, tumeambiwa pole pole ndio mwendo. And then at the same time tumeambiwa haraka haraka haina baraka. And then there's another verse that says, nimesahau, aki zimenipotea. Na ni zile za contradict speed. The early bird catches the worm. So like there are so many parables or proverbs about speed. Zingine zina emphasize on slowness. Zingine zina emphasize on being very fast in doing things, until you're like, Kwani, what do you expect us to do? So that video really got me thinking, because unajipatanga in this transition time, you're alone. You can't share it with anyone, because kila mse anapitia vitu zake kwa maisha yake. I can't go and share it with my elder sister or brother, because at a place ako anapitia the same thing, just that it is a different thing, but it is the same transition thing. And many other times we really fall, but this is why we are here, to have this discussion about this transition thing. Have you decided to really do it afraid? Let us do it together. But the big thing is, I'll really encourage you, even before you start this process of transitioning, pray about it. Tell God, see ukumbuka, we always thank God for every opportunity that comes our way. In our previous episode, we were talking about Thanksgiving. Thank God for the far He has brought you. Then tell Him, the same God who has brought you this far, He's the same one who will take you also further to the places that you really desire to go. So pray about it. I love to give an example from the Bible again. So there's this time Jesus went into the temple and he found people selling and buying in the temple. And he distracted them akiwafukuza. And people were like, why, look, walikuwa anatoa mabiashara zote zilikuwa zina happen kwa temple. And then people were so like pissed off, who is this guy? And then Jesus told them, I can destroy this temple with 3 days, and in 3 days nijenge tena. But the thing is, people didn't understand that. So it's like Jesus was introducing something to these people. Jesus was introducing the Messiah himself. They have this encounter with God, but hawakuwa wana realize. Now, the same Jesus, that was in John chapter 2. Now we come to John 12. This is where Jesus was prepared for a meal. He was seated with Lazarus and his disciples. And then this is also the same time Mary came and washed Jesus' feet with oil. See, kumbuka description sana ya that oil. And now after that part is where we see the chief priests who are plotting to kill Lazarus. The same Lazarus that was raised from the dead. Remember, in John chapter 2, Christ was introducing something to these people. He was introducing the Messiah himself. Like, by him destroying the temple, he was introducing something. It's like there was a transition in that time, and it's only Jesus who knew about that transition. Now we come to John 12. Jesus, in between 2 and 12 itself, there are so many things Jesus did. So many things, like raising Lazarus. But the thing is, people still wanted to kill the evidence of... Because also, let me take you back, kidogo. When Jesus was telling them, I can destroy this temple and build it again, people were telling Jesus, give us a sign. Give us a sign so that we know who you are, whether you are the Messiah himself. And Jesus actually wenye hakuwapea sign. So what happened? He performed the miracles. He performed the miracles in between 2 and 12. And now it comes to 12 is when they are plotting to kill Lazarus. The same Lazarus who they saw Jesus himself raising from the dead. So these are the same people who wanted to kill the evidence itself of the evidence of what they were asking for, the sign itself. And many other times, I really love to relate it to us in these transitions of life. Many other times we find we want to really get out of the place, get out of the environment of where we are not happy, of where we really want to. We know we really need to change, but our doubts kill. Many other times we are the same people who want to kill this dream that we have as we are transitioning. Also, we have an environment where people who we are with in this environment, they don't want to see you taking a step. So they really want to kill the nini in you. If you have low self-esteem, they really want to instill it in you that you're not worth it. So they're killing the dream that is in you. Also, we know when Jesus, the devil, came to steal, kill, and destroy, he comes to kill the identity you have in Christ. So this is what the people do. They really want to kill it. So in the same chapter 12, you'll see there's a time where let me read it. There's a time also where people really want to ignore. There's also, as we proceed in that chapter, what they want to ignore the fact that Jesus amefanya easy signs zote, but they are so ignorant to see it. They don't want to see it. They are blindfolded. Naweza sema kitu ka hiyo. They're very blindfolded. They don't want to see this transition. They don't want to see this thing growing to be a good thing. You see? And then also hapo mbele we get to see there are people, one of these chief priests also, there are many who believed in Jesus. Later at the end of chapter 12, there are many who believed in Jesus, but they were afraid of the Pharisees. So what did they do? They chose to keep quiet. They were afraid, so they were choosing to keep quiet. So from these three things that I'm learning, there are things that come to kill the transition itself. There are things that also come to really ignore, like when I ignore the fact that the transition is not there. And also there are things that come to give us fear so that we don't transition to the next step. One thing I really love to encourage you is accept that transition is a must in life. You really have to transition from one level of life to another. Even as you're turning from 24 to 25, you're not the same person. You've become older. So it's all about your muscles, your mental muscles, your spiritual muscles, your physical muscles, to embrace the fact that there's transitions in life. Do not be in an environment where you know there's transition, but you really want to kill it because you're so comfortable where you are. You think you have the fears. Tulianza na tukisema you have so many fears in your life. You're afraid of making decisions. You're afraid ukimeki decision itablunder. Let us kill. Let us purpose to really destroy these things that really kill our desire to really transition and grow. Also, easy environments zenye zinafanya to ignore, like we're so ignorant that we are not growing old, we're so ignorant that we are here to stay. My friend, as we all said, adulting is here and it's here to stay, growing every single day. So it's for you to really stop ignoring it and embrace it. Surround yourself with people who are there to tell you this happens in life. Mse ublanda, but you don't, ukianguka hulalangi kwa floor, you wake up, wipe the dust and move on. Surround yourself with such kind of people who are there to push you to become a better person. And also one thing I'm also learning is to not be afraid. Our parents have been through there. Those people who are older than us have been through those stages. We are not the first people to go through this. So we can do it. We can do it. Stop the fear itself and get to know that you're not in this alone. You have someone out here. You have Christ himself who is walking with you in this journey. The verse I've used is just to give an example of how transitions happen in our life and we are so afraid of embracing it. So one thing I'm really challenging you from today is that yes, transitions are here. Kuna wasiofutwa job, but umefutwa job, unaenda kufanya nini next? Do you have an opportunity, hata kama ni kwenda kuuza kwa kiosk, hata kama umepata opportunity ya kwenda kuuza kwa M-Pesa, do not ignore that business because there's a skill you learn from there. Yes, it might be this minute in people's eyes, but one thing I'm always learning, I might not be here to applaud them. Oh yeah, also I've remembered something. Even here, There's a verse that in 12 also that says the people were afraid to please God. No, people were so much happy to please people and afraid to please God. And the moment you find you're in an environment where you're pleasing people and not pleasing God, then know you're in the wrong environment. You're making a wrong decision in your life. So be in a place where it's better for people to tell you umeblanda. It's rather for people not to celebrate you, but for God himself to know, because God mwenyewe ndiye anajua destiny yetu. If you receive an applause or need applause from God, if you receive it from God, not to receive God, say it is better off. So one thing I'm really learning in this life of mine, and where I'm transitioning, is to know that I am not alone. I have God who is there to guide me. I have a friend in Jesus Christ who is holding me by my hand. No matter how afraid I am, he is there to remind me that I am not alone. He has even provided people in my life who are genuine. People who they boost my esteem. There are people who keep telling me, Virginia, you can do this. And these are the people I should be grateful to God for. Every single day I thank God because of them. And also pray for them, because also they also need people who are there to push them and become better people. So one thing I'm really learning is, do not be afraid of these transitions. Do not be afraid, because we are all growing. We are all becoming better. I hope you've learned something from that. Sindio? I have also learned something as I've spoken, because sikuwa najua kila kitu hapa. And I'm hoping and I'm looking forward to seeing you growing and transitioning in a positive way and accepting Christ to walk you through this. See you on our next episode. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.